You need 3 skills in order to be successful in social media: data, paid media, and you have to be a storyteller. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. Thank you so much for tuning in as usual. I appreciate you. Please like and comment and subscribe to this video or my channel if you find any value in this whatsoever. Now, today's video isn't necessarily for that sophisticated marketer who's been in the industry for years. It's really meant for students and those who are in the industry who want to figure out, like, what do we want to do next? You know, I just graduated from college, or I've been in the workforce for a couple of years. I want to start, getting into social media or some form of marketing. What do I have to do to improve myself in order to get there? So we're going to talk about those 3 things. Now, the first thing is data. Now, if you know and understand and have watched any of my videos, I talk a lot about data, audience analytics, influencer analytics, media insights. So these are things that I think are vastly important, not just for social media, but for any marketing and or communications discipline. So what do I mean by data? Now, there's a couple ways to think about this. There's performance data and there's research and analytics. So performance data is simply looking at the performance of your channels. Are clicks increasing? Are they decreasing? Is the click-through rate, up or down? So those are things that you're going to have to know and understand. The good news is that a lot of the platforms today, like Sprinkler, Khoros, even Sprout Social, they kind of give you that number in their reporting functionality. Now, the other thing to look at is what I would call research and data, or research and analytics. Now, this is data meant to inform a program or a campaign or an editorial or your social media content. So if you think about audience analytics or looking at the media and understanding the hidden narratives or what the audience is talking about, and then translating that into content, that is data, right? So you have to understand how to use data. You don't have to be a data scientist, by the way. You just have to understand what tools you have and where to look and filter and click, so that you can start to figure out what's the right story that I need to tell in order to drive value and be relevant to an audience. Now, the second skill set that you need to have is an understanding of paid media. Now, I might even put this in front of data, because organic reach in the social networks does not exist, and that's by design. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, they limit reach because they want you and I, advertisers, to pay in order to drive some type of action with our community. And so an understanding of the definitions of paid media, how it works, the understanding of, A/B testing creative and audiences, and just the basics like CPM, right? It's not cost per millions, it's cost per thousands, or click-through rate, or abandon rate, or total reach, and the difference between reach and impressions, things like that. So an understanding of paid media is hugely important. And the beautiful thing about this is you can go right to LinkedIn, like LinkedIn Learning, or you might spend $10, $15 on a Udemy class and get the basics. Or there's a ton of free tutorials on how to do that. Just go to YouTube and Google what is paid social, and you'll get a ton of results where you can watch and learn. And so paid media is also a huge part of it. Now, the third skill that you need in order to be successful in social media is to be a storyteller. Now, it seems pretty vague, like, what does that mean? And being a storyteller is difficult for you, for anybody working in social media, because you have a limited number of characters in order to do that, right? If you were writing a blog or a white paper or an ebook, it's a little bit easier to tell a story, right? You have your intro, you have your lead up, you have your payoff, you have all of these a process in order to follow, in order to take a reader or an audience through a journey. Now, you as a social media marketer only have a piece of creative and some post copy. Now, the way I like to explain this to my students is when an audience or a customer is scrolling through their feed, they're going to most likely stop scrolling when they notice a piece of creative. It could be a video, it could be a short form video, animation, it could be a static image with words on it. But that is what I call the lead up, right? Hopefully it's creative enough to capture their attention. They're going to stop. They're going to look at the piece of creative. They're going to say, oh, okay, I want to know more. They're going to read the post copy, and that is the payoff. So every piece of content posted has to have a lead up and a payoff. And that lead up is typically the creative, and the payoff is the post copy. So you have to think, which is hard, to figure out how to tell a story using a very short video or a static image and very limited post copy. It's not an easy thing to do. So those three things, data, paid media, and storytelling, will help you be a data-driven social media marketer. And those are the skills that you need. And the great thing is you can learn all this stuff on YouTube, or just hit me up. Follow me on Twitter, connect with me on LinkedIn.